The potency of an integrated group composed of disciples who have a common vision and established group purpose is very great and can be a real service to mankind. The newer Aquarian techniques include such group endeavors. The published writings by the Tibetan and Alice A. Bailey provide information for wise and useful experimentation in group work, which is undertaking as a spiritual world service and not as a means of spiritual unfoldment of the individual aspirant. Alignment. Before we begin, let us align as soul and as a group and see our group approaching Master Dwalkul's study. Breathe in effortlessly and easily. See our group moving through the field of lotus blossoms, lining our path toward Master Dwalkul's study. We pause at the ivory door, which opens as the Master greets us and invites us in for our contemplative approach to advancing as a discipleship group. Into the study and dissipation of glamour as individuals supported by this group. We stand around Master DK and see 3 windows filled with light. We stand in silence as he turns and faces the east. Together we enter into this point of light. We enter into a beam of directed, focused light, revealing a greater light and illumining the way to the center of the light, directing our way. Assume the attitude of the observer. Envision your etheric body, your aura, which includes your health aura. Envision your astral emotional aura, and finally, your mental aura, encapsulating your expressed etheric radiance and your place upon the path of evolution, your personality instrument. See the outline of these spheres, these auras in a unity. Now imagine the interconnections, the elemental and devic streams flowing, relating, connecting these auras as a single unified field. And sound the words of Roberto Ascioli. I have a body. I am not my body. I have emotions. I am not my emotions. I have a mind. I am not my mind. Now lift the attention within these united spheres to the highest point, the deepest point of life within your being, the soul, and say, I am the soul. I am light divine. I am love. I am will. I am fixed design. Preparatory stages. Using the sign of the cross of divinity, we sound the protective formula. You touch your forehead, then your chest, then your left eye, then your right eye. Touch the forehead and say, as a soul, a work in light and chest, and darkness cannot touch me. Left eye, I take my stand within the light. Right eye, I work, and from that point, I never move. Master Dwalkul tells us that one of the main attitudes of mind and feeling, which predisposes the aspirant disciple to being glamored, is a spirit of criticism. This induces more states of glamour than any one factor. And here, who shall say he is immune? When harmlessness and kindness in thought and word are practiced and automatically become a part of a disciple's daily life expression, then glamour will end. My brother, this one factor lets in more glamour into a disciple's life and into your life than you can realize. Consequently, you frequently fail to see people as they really are, for you see them through the illusion induced by criticism of them. Consider in silence the glamour that we will focus on today, the glamour of criticism, and how this glamour hinders your progress. The formula for the dissipation of glamour for the individual. The preparatory stages. Recognize the glamour to be dissipated. Criticism. This involves a willingness to cooperate with the soul in physical, astral, and mental ways in order to aid in the more technical work. Ponder on the implications in this sentence. A recognition of the ways in which this glamour affects the daily life and all relationships. Then, the 3 stages of focusing of the light are undertaken. Focus the light of mind and the light of matter in the mental vehicle. This is done by a process of lifting up and of blending and fusion, employing the activity of the creative imagination. Meditate on soul light, bringing about the fusion of the light of matter, light in the atoms of the brain, the light of the mind, and the light of the soul upon the mental plane. Realize the 3 lights as one unified light, a searchlight, ready to be turned in the needed direction. Recognize the 2 aspects of preparedness. Align the personality. See the 3 aspects of the lower nature as constituting one functioning personality. Integrating the soul and personality. See the personality and the soul as a unit. This is done through the dedication of the personality to the soul and its acceptance by the soul. These two lines of thinking, alignment of the three lower bodies as an integrated personality and soul personality integration, produce a field of magnetic thought and realization in which all the work is done. Pausing to focus the spiritual will, holding the mind steady in the light. Pause to brace oneself for the work to be done. From a profound preoccupation with soul contact and initial preparation, now focus the attentive mind upon the glamour to be eradicated, not involving a consciousness of the glamour and its why and wherefore, but a turning of the attention of the integrated soul personality to the astral plane and the particular glamour. The attention is not turned to the astral body in seeking to do the work. This is a statement of major importance because in destroying the peculiar type of glamour with which one is concerned, one begins to destroy their share in it, that in them which gives contact with the glamour. And at the same time, it prepares them for group service along the same line. This will not prove an easy task. The technique or formula. Act of the creative imagination. By an act of the creative imagination, endeavor to see and hear the soul, the source of light and power in the three worlds. Breathe out the Om inaudibly into the mind of the attentive, waiting personality. Fusing and blending the light of the soul with the dual light of the personality. There, the light and power of the soul is retained and held by the positive personality. For a negative attitude is not desirable. The retained light and power, combined with the dual light of the personality, focused as we know on the mental plane, is seen generating an intense light, which can be visualized as a searchlight of great brilliance and strength. It must be seen as a sphere of vivid, brilliant light, but not yet radiating out or projecting outwards. Act of visualization. When this act of visualization is deemed to be satisfactorily accomplished, a pause then ensues, wherein all the will one has is focused behind the light, thus created by the fusion of the three lights. This refers to the stage spoken of by Patanjali as that of the mind held steady in the light. This use of the will, so personality will, is dynamic, but at this stage quiescent and not magnetic or radiatory. Next follows a process wherein the glamour to be dissipated and the searchlight of the mind are brought into relationship by the power of thought. The glamour and its quality and the searchlight and its power are recognized to be as they are, and the effect or effects to be brought about by that relationship are carefully thought out. This must not be done in such a way that the mind process, light and power, will strengthen the already powerful glamour. It must be done in such a way that at the close of the process, the glamour will be appreciably weakened and eventually dissipated. This is an important realization. Having, as far as possible, achieved the needed concentration, realization, and relationship, then, by an act of the will and of the creative imagination, turn on the searchlight and see a vivid beam of light stream forth and pierce the glamour. Visualize a broad, brilliant beam pouring forth from the illumined mind onto the astral plane. Believe that this is so. The act of affirmation. Then comes an important and difficult phase of the work in which the glamour is named and seen in process of dissipation. Aid the process by saying with tension and inaudibly, the power of the light prevents the appearance of the glamour of criticism. The power of the light negates the quality of the glamour of criticism from affecting me. The power of the light destroys the life behind the glamour of criticism. The saying of these three sentences constitutes an affirmation of power and of purpose and must be enunciated at a point of tension, with the mind held in steadiness and with positive orientation. The act of penetration. Again, the sacred word is sounded with intent to produce an act of penetration. The light is then seen, accomplishing three things: making a definite impact upon the glamour, penetrating the glamour and being absorbed by it, dissipating it slowly. As time elapses, the glamour will never again be so powerful and will eventually disappear altogether. We will have a period of silence as the glamour is seen dissipating and the true being revealed. The act of withdrawal. This is followed by a process of withdrawing where the aspirant consciously and deliberately withdraws the beam of light and reorients himself upon the mental plane. Silently sound, so let it be, and help me to end all glamour and untruth. Oh. It might be stated that glamour can always be found where there exists one, criticism, when careful analysis would show that no criticism is really warranted. Two, criticism, where there is no personal responsibility involved. By that I mean where it is not the place or the duty of the individual to criticize. Three, pride in achievement or satisfaction that one is a disciple. Four, any sense of superiority or separative tendency. Many other clues to a right recognition of glamour might be given, but if all of you would pay close attention to the above four suggestions, You would release your lives most perceptibly from the influence of glamour and be of greater service, consequently, to your fellow men. Questions that Master Dwalkul poses in relation to the spirit of criticism. Are you discussing reality or a temporary failure in a divine expression? Is your reaction to people in general kindly or critical? Are you prone to see the good and ignore the weaknesses and errors? Is there an immediate interest evoked in you by the relation of some wrong action or mistake? Or do you lock up your knowledge of people's faults in the secret of your heart, loving your brother more because of his frailty and refusing to pass comment or to criticize him, even to yourself? And the remedy? When harmlessness and kindness in thought and word are practiced and automatically become a part of the disciple's daily life expression, then glamour will end. Radiance we are in power. We stand forever with our hands stretched out, linking the heavens and the earth, the inner world of meaning and the subtle world of glamour. We reach into the light and bring it down to meet the need. We reach into the silent place and bring from thence the gift of understanding. Thus, with the light we work and turn the darkness into day.